I'm an advocate for teaching children EFT tapping. I'd like to give you a few like recent uses that I've had with my 5-year-old daughter. The very first time she ever did it, I was not trying to teach her it. I wasn't even interacting with her. We were in my bed doing story time, and I sat up and she gave me space and sat next to me, and I started doing EFT tapping, and then she just started doing it with me. I didn't ask her, she just did it. Okay, so that's one example. Um, but how I've used it, like since then, like that's how she started doing it, I guess, not an example. Um, One time we used it because of fear of the dark, and so then being scared to go to bed and like trying to put off bedtime, right? Um, so I brought her, we went into the bathroom. I had her look at herself in the mirror, and she could see me standing above her. And I was like, do what mom does and say what mom says. And so I went through an EFT tapping session, and we were saying things like, I am safe, all that kind of stuff. And halfway through it, I was like, okay, your turn. And so then the second half of it, we did like the full routine all the way down. And the second half of it, she led it. So she picked the things to say. And then she ended it with like a silly one, and then ran off to bed with like no issue, no more being scared, like whatever. So that was one example. Another time, we were also dealing with fear, um, being scared, that kind of a thing. And she wasn't in the mood to like listen to direction. And so like I was trying to like tell her, okay, do this and say this and whatever. And she like wasn't into that. So I got her to think it was funny and silly to just tap her nose and say the thing. And so what it was tapping her nose and saying, I am safe. She did that like, I don't know, like 3 times, and then just like wasn't scared anymore and like went back to doing the task that we were trying to do. So that worked really well. I just think this is a really powerful tool for our kids to have to help them self regulate, because we're not always going to be there to co regulate with them. And boy, if I would have had this tool as a kid and throughout my adolescence and teens and young adult life, my nervous system would look very different right now, probably. So, yeah, try it with your kids. I hope it helps.